Today I'm introducing my boat, and I want to show you the details here. Okay, see the numbers, how I painted them? I didn't get the hang of it until after I did the first couple. So anyway, this is a Hobie 14, but somebody stole my shrouds. So now I put these two panels on it, and I got that battery in there with an inverter in case I need some AC, but I don't. And I got my electric outboard. Now this electric outboard is the cheapest, biggest I could find. It was 240 bucks to my door after tax, free shipping. Took about 2 days, and it's a 85 pound thrust, and it draws 55 amps. It draws 660 watts and puts out 1.25 horsepower, which would win them the Nobel Prize if true. But anyway, we're going to take it out for time trials. Now this is my second time out in the boat. First time my camera didn't work. So here we go. And my phone didn't work either, my speedometer on my phone. I'm going to try to use my speedometer phone, which didn't work last time. I brought a different phone, and we will see. I think I'm doing 6 miles an hour top speed. I know I can average 5. Look at all those expensive boats. Boating is expensive. Okay, here's full blast. See? That's pretty good. Now my balance is off. I need more weight toward the front. I'll put the battery up there in the future. And here is the beautiful Colorado River. Now it's a cloudy day and it's not very hot. But not very hot, we'll get to 100 anyway. And it's beautiful and comfortable out on the river. Everybody else got the big expensive boats which use lots and lots of gas. Well, my speedometer isn't going to work. But there's a, what is that, a goose or a something? Some kind of little water bird. So yeah, my phone isn't going to speedometer for me. I think it doesn't know the location. So we're going to guess. Now I know, here's my ammeter. And look what I'm doing at low speed. I'm actually charging more than I'm discharging now. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Now I'm doing, that's about what I'm charging. Wait a minute, let me get rid of this other wire. Is that right? No, that's not right. That's right. So now I'm doing 20 amps. I'm charging about 15, and I'm consuming about 18 or 20 or something. I don't know. And now I'm going to turn it all the way up. See, this is not all the way up. This is next to top speed. Is that next to top speed? Here's top speed. Top speed. Oh, I'm not doing 50 amps. I'm doing less than 50 amps. Oh well. I think it does 55 amps. So anyway, look at that. I'm doing about 7, I'd say. That is a guess. But I think that's 7 miles an hour. And I know I can do 5 on the cruising speed, which is this one, my 40 amp speed, because I went 7.5 miles, and it took me 3 hours, and the current is 2.5 miles an hour against me, and then it took an hour coming home. But here, I'll crank it up full again, because I like it full. Now on full blast, I have to make steering corrections more often. But, oh well, it's worth it. So there you go. I'm going to have to get my speedometer on my phone working, but I believe this is 7 miles an hour. I'm going upwind, upriver against the current. So if anything bad happens, I can get home with my paddle. Now, this is a 12-volt battery, which cost me about 125 bucks. It's 125 amp hours, so I thought that was a great bargain, and it was. And the motor, like I said, that cost me 240 bucks to my door. And I put this 40-buck charge controller on top, and my 2 panels. And wow, it keeps my tank full. Look at that. All right. There's everybody else using a lot of gas. And lazy too. Now, some of these $100,000 boats out here have superchargers. And you can hear them from a mile away. So, I want to show you a few things about this boat. First, is the lowest speed. Here, I'm going to turn it off. Now it's off. Now, this river has a 2.5 mile an hour current. I put it on the lowest speed, and I can keep up with the river current. See, I'm basically not moving now. And on my lowest speed, when the sun is out, I'm breaking even. So here's the deal with this. I am charging at, how much am I charging at? 12 amps right now. Now these panels only put out 6 amps or so, but they're doing it at 30 volts. So even though it's cloudy and it's not the right angle for them and all that stuff, that's what they do. And the way I have them is, of course, for shade. Shade is more important than electric power. Yeah, the electric power is wonderful. I'm very appreciative of it. But the shade is even more important. So I have both. Now, I'm going to turn it up and gun it. Here's my 85-pound thrust. See, it's wonderful. And now I'm moving at about, I don't know how fast compared to the shore, but I'm bucking that 2.5 mile an hour current. I think I'm going 6 miles an hour, so I'm going 3.5. But I usually don't use full blast because the steering corrections are, you know, I took the rudders off this catamaran. I figured, who needs it? And so I'm steering with the motor, and at full blast, the prop wash. See all that prop wash? I wonder if I should make it deeper. So the prop wash makes me have to do a lot of steering corrections. And if I back it off 1 notch, now I'm drawing about 40 amps instead of 55 amps. And I'm not going as fast. But it's much more comfortable steering. And I'm still moving. This is basically how I went to my land up there, which is 7.5 miles away. And it took a long time. It took me 3 hours to go 7.5 miles. So, and it only took me an hour to come back. So I figure I was going 5 miles an hour, and the current's going 2.5. And then when I came back, I was going 7.5 miles an hour, and I got home in an hour. But the problem with the second highest speed is that it's not as entertaining. So we turn it back up. Now of the next additions to this boat will be music. Now there's your typical river boat. And I'm getting the good thumbs up from some very expensive boats. Okay, here's a nice spot I've never seen before. There's a little bridge. That's a pretty little bridge. Let me take a look at it. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to zoom in. That makes it worse. Isn't that cute? Can you see that? I don't know. I can. You know, I'm wearing sunglasses. It's hard to see my screen. That's cute. A little bridge to nowhere. I think the train might. No, this is too close. The train doesn't go there. That's a something else bridge. Very interesting. Okay, I'll go back over to my side. I'm not supposed to do that. Well, there's a nice little beach right there. Maybe I'll check it out. I dropped anchor at the little bridge and little beach. Let me see if I can get a better picture of that bridge. That's a fancy bridge. And a cute beach. I'm dragging my anchor somewhat. I wasn't until the boat wakes came. There's your typical river boat. And there's the train going over the Colorado River. I'm a pothead, and it's very windy here. And one thing I found out is a pipe is very difficult in these conditions. Look at it, it's very windy. So I have here one of these store-bought joints that was given to me. But I actually have some papers that I put in my car because for marine use, a joint is appropriate. I also brought this very fancy prop, you know the kind. They talk about them all the time on YouTube, and I was going to test mine out, and my speedometer on my phone wasn't going to, you know, it can't find the location out here. That's the problem. It works at my house in Vegas, but it doesn't work out here. I wouldn't be surprised if I can't get any internet out here. Anyway, I bought one of these, but I haven't tried it yet because I need a speedometer when I do it. And also, I tried to put it on, and the pin fits in here. Well, the pin was too long, so I couldn't put it on. So later for that. Now this boat, the one closer to me, has shade, and that's important. Shade is important out here. The shade's more important than the solar power. I'm sitting in the shade right now. I'd say I've got it made in the shade. So I'm going to pull my anchor up and roll on. But, you know, the supercharged boats with the racing fuel, they're more on the weekends. Today is Friday. And so tomorrow things will be a lot more crowded around here. And a lot more wakes. But this thing doesn't, I'm not bothered by wakes. This is the land of the free. You're allowed to go 1,000,000 miles an hour, crash into each other. And that's how the great Christy McCole died out on Lake Havasu. It was in a high-speed boat accident. And let me, I'll pull up anchor and get going. Cove. I've never been over here. This is on the Needle side. The first exit from the last exit in California. And it's where rich people go. I've never been in there. I've never been there. You can drive there. but I never did. A lot of people are coming out of there. I came in on the Arizona side, but a lot of people are coming in Pirates Cove. Like that one. They're doing all right. And the jet skiers, they're not coming out of Pirates Cove. So I'm gonna go in. I've never been there before. I'm going. Now, I want to show you about this motor. See that? That round shaft, and it makes a weight. That it makes like a vacuum in back of it. It does drag. I'm gonna get some Bondo and see if I can do something about that to make it more streamlined. Because of course I want my motor to go deep, but the round tube, I want an oval tube. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm in the no wake zone now, but I'm sure that I'm the only one who's not making a wake. And they all come in here at 30 miles an hour. Restaurant, beach bar, general store. Oh, it's good they have a general store. That way I don't have to go home. Oh, it's shallow. That's shallow. Wow. Okay, well, maybe I guess I can't anchor here. I see plenty of people just pull their boats right up on the beach. It looks like a party spot. In fact, I know it is a party spot, but I also know that if you want to buy very expensive drinks, you can. And they have live entertainment, but like the marina, it's often entertainment I don't want to hear. Originality is not valued around here, and they're doing 50-year-old covers of songs I didn't like when they came out. So, I think I'll turn around. I'll anchor and take another hit of grass first. Yeah, they got their family parties going on. Okay, I gotta show them my solar boat. This'll freak them out. Okay, I have to turn the camera on again. I'm just getting the compliments right and left. People like the boat. Yeah, they got, look at their boats. I mean, they're $100,000 boats. Now, right now on Craigslist in Orange County, you can get a free catamaran. Hey guys, want a free catamaran? It's with a trailer. The guy doesn't want it. It's on Craigslist. You watch Craigslist free stuff, you'll see the free boats come up. Then you get yourself some solar panels and a converter and a blah blah blah. Alright, I'll let them party in private. Well, that's nice over there. Never been there. Now, I had the camera off while the last complimenter was commenting. But, oh well. People like it. Now, I think I'll zoom. Yeah, this is a party spot. And by the way, on the weekends, you know, this is only Friday. It gets mobbed out here. I know that. I've heard the stories. Now there are a few other places it gets mobbed. Down in Havasu, Sandbar. I haven't been there for so many years. And Copper Canyon. Lots of action. But I haven't been there for years. It changed. It isn't like the old days, but what is. And hey, if anybody is trying to keep, these are the same people that were there then. They moved here. Okay, now, I didn't know this went so far back. It goes, wow. And I'm going there. I had no idea. I didn't know it was this big. I've seen it on the map, but it was a little hard to tell. I didn't realize. And now I do. There's a big old boat. And another one. If I can get a shot of this. Right close to the shore. There's a big old boat. That's big. So I didn't know. This is the Shelter Cove Marina in Needles, California. Needles doesn't have a good reputation. It's the hottest city in the nation. It took the title from Phoenix, and they called the place Needless. They called it Needles because they couldn't fit hypodermic on the sign. But it's got beautiful riverfront. I mean, water in the desert. And the water is very low. It looks to me like it was 18 inches higher in this river 2 years ago after those big rains. So I'm not to the back yet, and there's the train way in the background, proving that that bridge was nowhere near a train. Why did they build that very expensive bridge? There's the very big fancy boat launch, and I am now at the end of the line. Oh well, it goes around that curve. I don't know if I can make it through with all that guck, because it's getting my prop. So I think I'll end it right here, but it goes into that sort of wetland. And with a different boat, I'll try it sometime. Well, I almost didn't make it out of there because of all the guck in the water. Now, I was going to just dock in here and clean my prop, but that's got too much guck in the water. So no thanks. Clean my prop later. But this is another big, beautiful boat launch in the Pirates Cove thing. So, I'm going back out. Here we go. Leaving Pirates Cove. I got the nod of approval and thumbs up from some very expensive boats with 2 V8s, I'm sure. No wake, it says. I'm the only one not making a wake. And, you know, I'm leaving at a good clip. Here's how fast, and I'm very sorry about my phone not telling me how fast I'm going. But here's how fast I'm going. There we go. Is that 6 miles long? I'm supposed to watch the road, not my camera. And there's their no wake. Right. I don't mind their wakes. Leaving California, going back to Arizona. Over there. Okay, I'm back at the dock. There's the marina. And I'm docked. So, I want to show you some details. My fancy wiring. To the positive side of the battery, I have the wire that I hooked to the motor wire, like that. And the negative side, see how I tied the wire there? I just wrap it around like that and mush it with my fingers, which sometimes hurts your fingers. But anyway, that's my fancy wiring. So you hook your battery up to your motor and you're done. And it always runs fine. Now, as I say, this is the cheapest off-brand motor, and I'm going to do a test right now. I'm going to look at the gas gauge. Tell me what it says. It says, I don't know if you can see that. I can barely see it. It says 3. It's got 3 reds and one, and the rest are blue. So am I down to 3? I guess I'm down to 3. So I don't know. But anyway, that's what it says. And you know, it's got to happen sooner or later. I don't know how many hours I can cruise with this thing at full speed before it dies. I have to find out later, because it's going to take 5 hours. But what I'm going to do is get a second battery. That way I can run this battery all the way down. Now what I did with this, I like knowing. So I put this meter here, and this is the kind you just put on the wire. You don't even have to cut the wire. You just put it there, and it's magnetic. And it tells you how much current's going through it. And of course, I might be doing who knows what. And so I made sure that I put an inverter here. It's not turned on right now. But if I need 115 for some reason, I don't know why I would. Because I have 12 volt music stuff. But who knows? Is this the only Prius in the world with a trailer hitch? Probably.